That there's at least two stories that are involved with Lake Gennesaret, or Sea of Tiberias, or the Sea of Galilee, and the disciples and the Lord. The first has to do with that very familiar one of them coming out late at night to go across, which the Lord had said, "Go across and I'll meet you on the other side of the sea," while he went over to pray in the hills. And at night, when they were out there in the middle, and you can't experience it now, you're not feeling it yet, but the wind sometimes whips up here, coming from both east and west, and whips the waves in such a way that the sea becomes violent. And they were in that situation, and they saw the Lord walking across the water. And you remember the story, is it a ghost? And then you get to the point where he comes towards the boat and says, "Be still," and the waves become still. And Peter says, or the first part, he says to them, "Don't be afraid." And Peter says, "Well, if it's really you, come out. Let me come out with you into the water." And of course, he comes out, and you have that story of that feeling of wanting to walk towards the Lord, and yet at the same time having those human fears that sometimes keep you looking down rather than straight ahead at him. And then you have the other story, which I'm going to read today, the other story, that little one about how the disciples look at Jesus when he does calm the storm, and wonder who he is and how this man can do such things. And it's from the Gospel of Mark. On that day, as evening drew on, he said to the disciples, "Let us cross to the other side." So leaving the crowd, they took him with them in their boat, just as he was, and other boats were with him. A violent squall came up, and the waves were breaking over the boat, so that it was already filling up with water. Jesus was in the stern, asleep on a cushion. They woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up, rebuked the wind, said to the sea, "Be quiet, be still." The wind ceased, and there was great calm. Then he asked them, "Why are you so terrified? Do you not have faith?" They were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who then is this, whom even the wind and the sea obey?" So we could just take a moment and give some thought in our own hearts to those things right now, maybe which are windy inside of us, maybe feeling a bit like we're overwhelmed by life and the things in our life. Maybe feeling the winds and the squalls of whatever it is that is taking over in our hearts and in our minds, that's making us disquiet or uneasy or fearful. And experience something right now with the quiet of the Sea of Galilee, the calm with which the disciples believed that the Lord brought into their lives by their belief in him. And just simply cast our cares on him. Simply take the time and quiet and still our own hearts and our own minds, and those things which perhaps are buffeting our little boat need to become calmer, need to be turned over to him, need to have his strength and his sense of balance and control in order to help us to achieve our own. Just take a moment and rest on this sea. Cast your cares upon him, and know that he's not asleep in the bow of the boat, your boat, but very alert and aware of your need for him.